So sit back, relax, enjoy the fun. We're gonna do 2 light dungeons tonight. Nothing strenuous, nothing for our characters or anything that's gonna help us out. And the reason why we're doing this is because we're just going over some dungeons that we've done in the past, just to kind of fill some stuff out. You know, some of the earlier dungeons, that sort of thing. And then we're gonna, you know, kick it. So, welcome to our Heavensward stream, and away we go. Okay. Alright. She's gonna go dump off some stuff, and away we go. Let me make sure I get all my stuff dropped off. Right in. So let's okay. Let me know when you're ready. Okay, so we are going to be doing some lighter dungeons. So we're gonna do the Airy and some Owl. And that should be yeah. While we're waiting to queue, the event is on their way, and it takes you up to the 18th floor of where we are at now in Ul'dah, and shows off a little bit of the game of the past couple of years. Kind of a fun event, so if you haven't done it yet, please do it. It is quite fun. It is called The Rising. The Moon Fair is also going on. Moon Fair, there isn't a lot going on really. I mean, if you want to go get some items that you can only get every so often, cool, but it's all level 1 gear, so it really doesn't matter. And then, you know, the Rising is going to be a once-in-a-lifetime event. It might happen next year, the year after, whatever, but, you know, we definitely try and go from there. But it's kind of neat to meet the programmers. So... just okay. see if that helps. Just a little. I'll get you one. So we're having just a little bit minor technical difficulty here. We're having just a little minor difficulty. Willowick's computer, or Willa Gable's computer, is having a little bit of a difficulty. So we will get that back up. It's just going to take us a few minutes. Sorry about that. And then we will get all set and good to go and ready. And we'll hope for the best. With any game or whenever you're doing any live streaming, it's always a challenge to set up and get going, but once you get going, it looks beautiful. And but we are still waiting for Willowick, aka Willa Gable, to get back. So. Okay, so we're gonna be doing the area. We're just waiting on one person real quick, and then we will be getting ready to go. So I hope you enjoy. Hope you enjoy what's going on, and yeah, let's do this, as they say. Drink of choice, always Red Bull. Always a drink of champions. Oh, you scared me. Come on down. You're all good. I got you. Everyone had to go. Tank went. Everybody went. So you got good. Okay. Just tell me you're back when you're ready. Okay. And we're back. Let's do this. So the Aerie is the first dungeon that is in Heavensward. Some fun little facts about it. It is probably the most sought after dungeon, just due to the things that you can get here, but more importantly, it's one of the sought after dungeons because it's like you don't have to be too high and you don't have to be too low to do this. As you can see, there is an S around me and Willowick's name, and that is partially due to the mechanics of the game. Because this dungeon is so low level, you cannot be anything higher than level 56. You get what they call auto-synced. One of the good features about this game is that it still makes dungeons relatively fun because you don't have all your powers that you should. So, oh man, and so yeah. So good times. So let's see here. So I will be your healer and your host tonight. My name is Galilian Arcelian, aka Kane260 on the Electronic Garage and on YouTube, the Electronic Garage, youtube.com/the Electronic Garage. And I hope you have a fun time tonight, because I know I will, and I hope you guys do too. So yeah. A couple of things to note. You'll notice that these are my actions from my class spell. Well, I recently had some sort of a computer crash. And, yeah, and because of that computer crash... I had to reset all my settings. And, I need to re-put them back up. But that's not hard. It's not hard at all. And this dungeon isn't hard at all either. I mean, it's relatively straightforward, so... but, yeah. As you can see, my 60 and 58 spells are not lit up because I am level synced to level 56. So... I take it he's going to get that chest. And Willowick got 2 vials of FFXIV because I had to run all the way back to go get that because they didn't know about that. But that's okay.
Actually, I got 3. I got the first one. And
Oh, she got the first one and the second one, which is even better. So, bravo, bravo. But yeah, so you know this dungeon isn't terribly difficult. Should be a lot of fun, and yeah, can't wait to see what's in store. Because it has definitely been a while since I've been here. Some other fun little facts. Let's see if I can come up with some other fun little facts. I will say this, Final Fantasy XIV is probably the MMO to beat at the moment. Most of these, if not all of the MMOs that are out right about now, well, they have nothing in comparison because World of Warcraft used to be the best. When this game first started out, it had 1 million people, if not less, because version 1.0 was terrible. But they went and revamped it in version 2, and version 3 have seen almost a 4 million in growth in only 2 years. So that is not particularly bad. On top of it, they communicate with their people. Specifically, they communicate and they, you know, they talk with their player base, and that's a huge thing because World of Warcraft and other companies keep their stuff in secrecy.
What do I do with that?
Huh?
What do I do with that?
Just leave it where it's at. As you're... Ooh, and I just got electrocution for 1,000 as you can also see, it has definitely been a while for us to have been here. So, you know, we're going to do our best and try to show you what's going on. This is definitely a new dungeon for us, so... because it has been a while. Ooh, and I just got hit. And Layak is trying to hurt me because the other one, the Storm Lady, isn't doing what she is supposed to be doing and hitting that dragon. This dungeon is a series of dragons. As you can see, Rangada up here, and yeah. She's not your traditional dragon, as you can see, but she definitely is packing a punch. So we will see how this is going to work. So. As you can also see, I have... yeah. So, some other fun little facts about Final Fantasy XIV. They're one of the few games that doesn't call a guild a guild. They call it a free company. I think that's to keep in line with all of their games that they have for Final Fantasy, because that's what they call with them. And yeah. Some other fun little facts. There really isn't a lot of facts to this game. This game isn't your traditional game. Traditionally, you would go in and just do a few things here and there, and then you're out, and you can generally only play a couple of hours a week. In this case, this game really does make you grind and grind and grind. Grind Central is what I call it. It is well worth it because your ultimate goal right now is to get these guys, esoterics. But as you can see, we've already capped our for this week, and we wanted to redo this dungeon and just kind of make it a little better and show you what it's all about. So. If I remember correctly, but I'm not 100% sure, I think Needhog is the ending of this particular dungeon. But like I said, I'm not entirely sure. So, and not all dragons are created equal here. As you can see here, the slumbering dragon is not considered like a high level or a boss. Anytime you'd see a boss, you would see a purple lion in front, and then once you cross that, that's boss territory. So. Final Fantasy XIV is also one of these games that it's mostly built around action. I mean, you can do crafting and things if you want to repair and stuff, but you don't really need to. Crafting is something that is not required. You can technically spend money and you would make a little less. I mean, you can spend money in order to repair. It would cost you just a tad more, but overall the price shouldn't be too steep for anybody. Usually it's about $600-700 if you've done a dungeon fairly successfully. And even more importantly, you could probably get it down to like $450-400 per night, and not have to worry about all that good extra jazz. Crafting is not required, but it sure does help if you have it. And some of the crafting skills are just so widely expensive. What's a good one? Armor and blacksmithing are two of them that are... Ooh, and Kyoko goes down. She did not get out in time, and the bread just totally rocked Toshino. So, you know, I mean, and like I said, I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, not all dragons are created equal. She didn't get out of the way, and therefore she died. It was kind of her fault. So, she did. Well, she just died again. So, you know, it's just... Oh, it looks like she might have made it. Oh, man. I wonder what she hit. I wonder what she was hitting along the way that's causing her to die like that. This dungeon is not hard. Really, it isn't. Oh, I know why she's dying. Because she had to jump off the cliff. This dungeon really isn't hard. I mean, we've already gotten through one boss, but this is a newbie dungeon, so not everybody is like, oh, all gung-ho with going into a dungeon. Since Heavensward kind of makes you do dungeons in order to finish the main scenario quest, you're kind of like stuck. If you didn't like doing dungeons and you were just a soul crafter, well then, I get it. You know, you're not going to be great at dungeons. But if you're a dungeon person and you just don't do your mechanics, well then I have no excuse for you. But you always want to do your best. Always do your best and try your best. And, you know, because ultimately most of these people are going to be doing what they call pug groups, pickup groups. And you're doing those pickup groups because you can't get a group because your guild or your free company, as they call it in this game, don't there's not enough people on, there's not enough there's not enough, you know what I mean? So you ultimately do pick up groups, and it's the fastest way to find a group for a dungeon. And yeah, it should be fairly straightforward. So, but most people, you gotta remember, you can't be frustrated, you can't be upset, because it's your decision to play in a pickup group. And you may never see these people ever again. Like, I've never seen a Kyoko Toshino. I mean, I've never met her in my entire life. So to see her here, I may never see her again in my lifetime playing in this dungeon, or any dungeon for that fact, because she could be way lower level than I could, and I could be doing all upper dungeons and she's doing lower dungeons. So you never know who you're gonna meet. So you always gotta remember that, you know, one, to always do your mechanics, and two, you always gotta remember that someone could be new. Mechanics are the key in this game. It's all about mechanics. That's all I gotta say. This game is very mechanic driven, and you know, you just gotta respect that. So and you can also tell whether they're semi-new or whether they're not. You notice the two S's, like I said earlier, by our name, they look like a Safeway logo almost. Those are our level C for me and Willowick. For the others, they don't have the S near their name, so that means that that is their true level, is 56. So they're doing this, you know, kind of blindly. Maybe this is their first time, you know, going through this scenario, or maybe they have another character that they're doing this from. You know, something you can tell is Asuna has the lighter than air tag up, which generally means that she's past this part because she is lighter than air. She's gotten to the very last area of Heavensward, so she might already know how to do this, and it didn't pop up at the beginning that said, you know, they were new. Okay.
So you have to absorb this.
No, you don't. You don't. You don't. What we found out originally was someone told us that you had to absorb those green things. We came to find out in later dungeons that you don't necessarily have to absorb the green things. There is a trap. They're more put there just so you don't have many places to run. So you can avoid those like the plague. And as you saw what happened to me, I ended up getting poisoned because of it. So I have a spell called Insuna, which gets rid of disease, poison, and that sort of thing. Unfortunately, because it is a stack, I cannot get rid of it off of me. And these mustard gases that do pick up on these, well, the thing is, it's either A, you take the poison, or the mustard gas takes the poison. Well, the mustard gas is pretty easy to kind of knock down, so you don't really need to, you know, take it down. You don't need to run in and take the mustard gas down yourself. Just let the mustard gas eat it, and you're good to go. As you can see, it's kind of for a healer, it's kind of intensive, so you gotta always be on your toes, you know, making sure you're doing exactly the mechanics that you're supposed to be doing, because as you can see right now, I'm kind of getting low on health and things, and so it's always good to do your mechanics. Okay, so I could have needed that first item, and I ended up greeting it and still winning it. So kind of funny. Some cool things about this game that you may not know. This is one of the few games where all you need is one character. Unlike World of Warcraft or some of the other games, in order to have different classes or to have different like abilities, like picking flowers, or being able to do things like making potions or something to that effect. Yeah, sure, you can have one of each, but that's it. If you want more, you have to completely de-learn everything that you've learned about picking flowers or making potions in order to favor something else, like tinkering or something like that. With this game, all you have to do is, if you can see here in these white little ones, I can pick like my fisher, and bam, I'm a fisher. Or if I want to, I can be a carpenter, and so on and so forth. So and the best part is, I don't have to lose my name of Boolean. I can simply just switch over and I am that guy, and that's that. So now I can learn every single little trait, and I can learn how to be a rogue if I wanted to. All it is you're just learning jobs. And your job is based on this item right here, your soul crystal. That's what makes the job. Notice it says C, N, J, and WHM. Well, that means I have to be a conjurer plus whatever secondary skill in order to be a WHM, a white mage. Now here's the thing. I think the secondary skill is kind of left out. I think that they so I think they need to do a little bit more with that, and then this game would be good to go. So let's see, what is the green, and green. And I won all three, which is very hilarious. And it didn't go off in time. That was my fault. I was trying to hold out to do a benediction, and it went off too late. Never try to hold off on a spell. Always just cast it right away, because you never know how they're... So... It's kind of weird not having my sets the way they should be, so it's okay. We're just gonna move on, and it's not gonna affect my gameplay or anything. It does slightly, but only because I don't have things set up. But I've got them set up for the most part, so. With these dungeons, Kyoko Toshino attained 57, so now she is synced up with us, so now there's 3 people with an S instead of 2. Something cool about this game, if you're over the limit like she is now, you do level sync. But what I find cool about this game is it puts everybody on the same playing field. You don't have separate playing fields. You're not like someone so good that they can just power level everybody through the dungeon type game. No, they make you fight for it, and they make you fight for it at what level you're supposed to be at. Your gear doesn't change really. Yes, it does get level synced, but if you have the best gear possible, and then you have to get all that gear level synced, well, that's okay. And it's okay because it's gonna sync it to the best gear that you can have for that particular dungeon. If you had all 190 gear, it'll be level synced down to the level that it's supposed to be at. Here's a quick short video to see of Needhog, so you can see what Needhog looks like. Needhog is one of the he's one of the main dragons in this in Heavensward. See, the dragons and the humans, or the people of Erosia, are fighting against these dragons, and these dragons are trying to take over Ishgard. And Ishgard says, well, we don't want the dragons to take over. So the guy you just saw that had that like red glowy orb, well, that's one of Needhog's eyes, because he decided that he was going to go in and take that eye out. Well, there's another dragon, I can't remember the dragon's name offhand. The other dragon has Needhog's other eye. And so because of that other eye, being with someone else, Needhog had to borrow an eye from this one dragon. And so it makes for a compelling story because the dragons have to borrow eyes. The one guy has the eye of Needhog, so it makes him ultra powerful. You have some, higher up guys, some of the higher, more wealthier guys who, do a little bit of adventuring, and they run into some trouble, and, I'm not going to spoil the story, that's why I'm kind of beating around the bush, but Heavensward was probably one of the best stories for a game that I've seen in a long time. I had a lot of fun playing it. I had a lot of fun seeing the credits. I had a lot of fun, playing the game outright. If you're one of the few people that saw our live stream, we did live stream the entire game. So it was kind of interesting to see how this all played out. But Needhog is one scary person, and I'm not going to give away what happens to Needhog. I mean, obviously we're going to kill him here, but it might show it at the end. So if it does, I will let that play through so you can see what happens. But Needhog is one of the main players of this. So what Needhog did was he flew up. The idea is I have to protect this Estonian Wormblood. He's the one that's got Needhog's eye. If I don't protect him, then what ends up happening is we all die and we have to try this again. So my job is to make sure that he is healed and stays alive while I am trying to heal everybody else in our party. As you can see, it is not difficult to keep Estonian Wormblood alive. And the reason why it's not hard is because, well, nobody was taking any damage right there because they were all going after him. And the reason why they're going after him is because of Needhog's eye. He has Needhog's eye. And, you know, Needhog is just a bad, bad dragon. He's been causing pain to Ishgard for millenniums. And we have... let me see. We have, and I ended up dying. I was inside, and somehow I didn't make it far enough to get it. But but we ended up beating him anyway, so as you can see, here's Needhog, and he is going to fly away. But watch what happens next. But with you won both?
I got 2 combinations.
Nice. I didn't get any. So we have, if I can find him, we have Needhog's dad. Yeah, there he is. Midgard Sommer happens to be Needhog's dad, and he flew away and left Needhog there, and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to go really into detail, but in the end, yeah, Needhog is one of those people that scary people. Now we can see how many items. Wow, I got a lot. I got pretty much a full set of gear for every slot. So. Okay. Nice. Go for it. Let's see. Configuration. Let's see.
Nice. Very sporty.
so let's see. Duty, travel. Let's see. Duty fighter. What dungeon do you want to do next? Okay. So.
You don't have another one to do?
Not really.
Let's see. You just want to do one of our regular dungeons?
No, because there's no benefit. 0. We can cut the live stream a little bit short tonight. And we could do a little bit of crafting or something. Yeah. We're gonna cut the live stream a little bit short tonight, just due to there isn't a lot going on. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow night we will maybe be live streaming with this game, but most likely it'll probably be Metal Gear Solid 5 since tomorrow's release. And then, but definitely for Wednesday for sure. So I hope everyone has a good time. I hope to see you soon again, and thanks for enjoying our live stream. Have a great day.